あのバカ王子よりもずっといいと思うけど。
I bet she's not the only one who shipped these two together and wants them to get married already. Also, this anime has to be one of those where I cheer for the second lead a bit more, and you'd be happy to know about the development that they'll go through. But first, let's talk about the cliffhanger. At the end of episode 10, we reached a dramatic turning point. After knowing that Philia had cured the king's illness with her new medicine, Mia has exposed her scheming so-called fiancé Julius and his co-conspirators. We also see him getting arrested, though I wish he were thrown out of the kingdom instead. But anyways, Philia used her great purification circle to protect everyone from the monsters while staying in Parnacotta. However, Jetonia's defense were in chaos because too many monsters had already invaded, so Mia rushes into the battle, and alone, out of guilt, she nearly sacrificed herself. And if I'm being honest, I didn't expect such themes to be included in this anime. And there isn't just self-hatred, other negative and positive emotions were also portrayed beautifully among the characters. In the meantime, Philia arrived and saved Mia, but just when a victory celebration seemed possible, we hear that Julius broke free. He stole an ancient magical ring belonging to Saint Fianna and unleashed the demon Asmodeus, who instantly took over Julius with demonic powers. In short, the episode ended on a cliffhanger, with Julius chilling on the throne, ready to confront everyone. And if you have noticed, this moment ties back to the series' deep legend that you might remember in episode 3, where Philia's research showed that 400 years ago, the demon Asmodeus once nearly destroyed the world, a disaster only prevented by the sacrifice of Arch-Saint Fianna.
その名はフィアナ・イースフィル。
Even their story is pretty interesting. Like, she was a young woman trained in holy magic, and he was a demon. She grew powerful just to defeat him and the other little demons called Azil and Beelzebub. But along their way of fighting and being enemies, Asmodeus starts to fall for her. And although Fianna defeats him, he does not practically die. And legend says that he falls in love with Fianna's power and purity so strongly that he could not rest. He retreated to the demon realm, swearing to find her again or claim her the next time. Now, with Fianna's ring in hand, Asmodeus returned, and guess what? In the next episode, we will most likely see how Philia has the same appearances like the silver hair and same soul/power as the silver-haired Arch-Saint Fianna. So naturally, he goes after her, thinking that it was his love. And then her and her friends will try confronting this ancient evil. But are we like getting a competition for Osvalt? Probably not, because by the end, his ship is already sailing with Philia successfully. But I did feel bad for the villain Asmodeus because even Philia could tell that his love for Fianna was real, as he literally confessed his love, saying that he wouldn't destroy the world if he could just have her. However, it was Philia, not his love Fianna, so she just casually stabbed him in the chest, killing him. Though Julius didn't die, he will still be there, but a little less mean than before. In short, the story is heading toward the showdown with Archdemon and Philia unlocking new powers and finally understanding her feelings for Osvalt. Oh, another thing, if you are wondering, she does smile. Not just that, she also laughs as we move ahead in the story. It's just that her upbringing was marked by lack of emotional support from her fake parents, and she was trained from a young age to be the perfect saint. So she bore a lot of responsibilities, managing the affairs of Jetonia almost single-handedly. This dedication left her with little to no time for personal joy or self-expressions. As a result, she becomes stoic, focusing only on her duties without taking time for personal emotions or pleasures. That is until she comes to Parnacotta and meet Osvalt and others. And by the time this happened, we know that they both like each other, but neither of them has confessed. Though after the battle, once Asmodeus is finally purified, Osvalt and Philia finally finds a moment alone together, where Osvalt's heart is still racing from having nearly lost her, and he figures that he must finally speak. So he does, and I quote, "Lady Philia, you're the most important person to me. You matter so much more to me than anyone else. I love you as a person. Philia Adinor, please, I want you to marry me." In response, Philia naturally shed tears of happiness, though it did make our lover boy panic. Also, I have high hopes that they will animate this scene perfectly, as they have been doing a great job so far. But I'm thinking that they're going to shorten the story a little because there are just 12 episodes, and we are already on the 10th one, which has just some part of volume 2. So they're probably going to remove the extra scenes. Though I wish they don't, because unfortunately the volumes ahead aren't officially translated into English yet, even though 8 of the volumes are available. And the manga is probably going to be behind the anime as well when it ends. So we won't have much to read about until August, which is when the 3rd volume will be officially released, where Osvalt and Philia's wedding would be going to take place but was cancelled due to a death of a pope who for some reason made Philia his successor. But there are going to be some cute scenes between them that I'm waiting to read, as they seem to be the definition of slow burn and soft gentle love. On the other hand, Mia and Fernand are different stories, so I'm excited for their character development as well. In the novel, Mia finds him still recovering from months of isolation and political stress. Like, even though he's free from Julius's prison, he hasn't fully healed yet. So she trains tirelessly to carry his burdens, but when Julius vanishes, they lean on each other. Fernand guiding reconstructions and defenses, while Mia used her magic to protect the people.
勇気を出してくださってありがとうございます。とてもかっこよかったですよ。
And by the end of this volume, their shared hardship and support transformed them into a perfect partners of necessity. I have also read somewhere that in the upcoming volumes, they're going to get married, as he's going to take the throne of Zirtonia and make Mia his queen. That's it for the spoilers. Now to why I find it interesting to watch. I honestly not expected a fantasy anime about holy magic and demon invasion to feel so human in a way. The way this anime covers real emotions and portrays them was interesting to watch. It had loneliness, doubt, grief, and the messy work of learning to live again. The first and most prominent one was loneliness and duty, portrayed through Philia, as she starts out as the world's strongest saint who is utterly alone. Her fake parents favor her little sister, her fiancé betrays her, and she forces herself to train to work non-stop without rest.
休むことも仕事のうちだ。休むことが仕事。
As an adult, watching Philia bury her feelings in duty felt heartbreakingly real. And when she finally pauses, reads a romance novel, even smiles, it's like watching someone rediscover color in a grey world. Next we have self-doubt and guilt. From the beginning, Mia's smile was so charming, but it was the type of sunny smile that began to mask deep pain.
すべてがつながった。あの人たちは姉さんを撃って。
She loves her older sister so much and blames herself for not being strong enough to protect her. Her clever schemes, brave stands spring from that self-doubt, and she nearly gave up when they didn't seem to work for her, leading her to self-sacrifice. The third emotion is fear. The first prince of Jordania was locked away, he got ill, and he got forgotten. He basically seemed powerless until Mia's faith in him and their shared struggle awakened his courage. Watching Fernand stand tall, finally believing in himself was unexpectedly uplifting, especially for someone who deals with depression constantly. They also described emotions of grief and loss through Ricard and greed and stupidity through Julius. Lastly, I'd say the storytelling was pretty great as well, so if you haven't given it a try, please do. Plus, the details they add are the cherry on top. You'll definitely cheer for Philia when she rediscovers joy, shed some tears with Mia's self-realization, smile at Osvalt's respectful risk, and you might even get up to work after seeing Fernand. And if none of this happens, I bet that you would definitely curse Julius at least once. Alright, that was it for today. Tell me your thoughts about this anime, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for listening to me. Take care of yourself, and goodbye.
Baby, I've taste all the highs and the lows. No, you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you, but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change.